Charlie Brown. Come on, Charlie Brown.
Oh, hello, David.
Hello, Jeremy. Oh, hello,
Right.
Jeremy. I already screwed up the intro.
No, you didn't. We can do it again. Oh, hello, David.
Oh, hello, Jeremy.
That works.
Okay.
That was great. And hello to our listeners. Hello to our guests. Hello to those watching on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on TikTok, and for those tuning in through Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. With us today, we have a serial marketer, if you will, the serial marketer. I know who you are.
Oh,
Well, a lot of people probably in the marketing community know who you are. I would hope so. Before we even have you introduce yourself, this goes complete full circle because 14, 15 years ago, David, you were so kind and wrote up a piece about kosherham.com and you put it into MediaPost. And you and I did this, the two of us together. We did a multivariate or A/B test to see how East Coast versus West Coast would react to punny, sarcastic, Jewish-themed T-shirts on Facebook. So we were some of the earliest Facebook testers together. With that said,
it's great to actually just be talking to someone who, when you meet folks who like to learn by doing and just throwing stuff out there, like this is great. Yeah, that alone is a tribe.
who are you? Why are you here?
Oh God, I didn't know we'd get these tough questions. But hi, David Berkowitz, not that David Berkowitz. Need to legal reasons need to clarify that. And I'm here because I'm psyched about what you're doing with this whole mentoring model with OhHello, and longtime marketer on the agency and tech side, and done my own consulting and had my own messy path to wherever the heck I am now. And so great to get to converse with you and be in your orbit to learn from you and your people.
Thank you, David. Well, we're so excited to have you, David Berkowitz, as a mentor and part of our community of OhHello.io. How would you characterize your skill set that you're going to be sharing with the OhHello community? You've been around the block, you know a lot of people, you've helped a lot of people, and you are absolutely a top tier connector. Tell us a little bit more about what you're going to be bringing to the community.
Well, a lot of it comes down to a handful of C's. I work with Matt Worst at 360i, and he always has like 4 C's or 12 P's or something, and some of that rubbed off on me. But a lot of it is content. I mean, I got into this industry really cutting my teeth at eMarketer in early days, and as a way to create content out there and be a content marketer before people were even using that term, or at least before anyone told me about it. I then communications, and even in those formative years, right? Like my first marketing related job interview was Jeff Ramsey, the longtime CEO of eMarketer, coming to me and saying, "David, you like talking to people. Would you like to do our PR?" And a marketer's career was born. Like, without that conversation, I might not be where I am today. I probably wouldn't, actually. And then connections, where it's like very much about connecting people with each other. That relates to another C word that's near and dear to me, community. But it's also connecting ideas and connecting things from some disparate places. Like, oh, like this tech works well with this one. Like, what we did something like that together, right? Like how does A/B testing and e-commerce and Facebook work, and comedy, right? And we like just hash this out, and then let's see if I can get away with covering this like kind of like wacky company in what was supposed to be a respectable trade publication, and still they let me publish it.
Amazing. Great tie-in. And I love the C's, the P's, the P's, the C's. What excites you about mentorship? What excites you about looking back? You're a Binghamton alum. You live in New York City. You have been in the marketing ecosystem for 25 years. What would you tell your younger self?
Well, what's exciting is that getting access to mentors can be really tough. It can be really daunting. I've been blessed by a lot of accidental mentors out there, and so there are people who I call my mentors who never I didn't sign an agreement with them. I didn't sit down with them an hour a week, and some of them were people who I worked closely with, like Mark Naples with strategy, who helped me transition from eMarketer over to iCrossing in my first official marketing role, to someone like Sarah Hofstetter at 360i, who I've worked for 7+ years, and so she's someone who she mentors folks in her orbit. It just is part of what she does. Like, you can't not learn from her in that way. And so, and I've also always appreciated being in that role. Like even at 360i, for instance, my desk, when it had this open office plan, my desk was literally right next to the intern pit. Okay? And so I got to be this kind of unofficial mentor for them and stay connected with them. But also, one of the things I love about it is I learned from them, right? Like, I got to know what they were working on, what they were hungry to do more of, what skills they could bring. And so having that insight, and a lot of them today are doing amazing work, right? And so this is stuff that just having that openness, and so many people say they've got that open door policy, and you're appreciative of those who mean it.
Well said. Well said. Who are some people that have had really lasting impacts on you from a mentorship level? You mentioned a few people during the conversation. Are there any other old colleagues, any other professors, parents, friends, people that have made a profound impact?
Yeah. So there are there are a ton, dating back ages, right? Mrs. Gottesfeld of Mamaroneck High School, where in my senior English class, she introduced one of my stories, that when it was time to read a creative writing piece to the class, as the most disgusting piece anyone had ever submitted to her. It was about a gastroenterologist's quest to end flatulence, and but she encouraged this, right? So I think that actually one of the things that I'd really characterize as a hallmark of a great mentor is someone who doesn't necessarily direct you down a certain path, but who allows you to feel like yourself. Yeah, and that's been true in great professional relationships, great teachers, great personal and romantic relationships. So it's like when your friends tell you "Wow, you're so much like yourself these days," right? It means you're probably being surrounded by the right people.
I really appreciate you saying it in that way. Being yourself, being true, being your actual character of who people think you are, and that being truly transparent, communicative self. I think it's a level of confidence, self worth, and self esteem all coming together, and also acknowledging your vulnerability and having a sense of humor too. If you're going to be able to just think about who you are and other people explain who you are like that, just being able to connect the two. I really liked hearing that. As a hello, you're going to be able to choose amongst 40 plus different charities built into OhHello.io, where after each different OhHello session that you have with fellow mentees and other people within the community, you're going to be able to donate and give back. What is a charity within our ecosystem that's near and dear to your heart, Mr. Berkowitz?
Well, I mean, for me, so much of it is just you look at the Maslow hierarchy of needs, and one charity that's been especially important to me over the years to support is Food Bank for New York City, and the broader Feeding America organization. It's just and you see this all the time right now. It's just food insecurity is so high, and it's we have kids in school, right? For kids to show up to school and just aren't getting enough to eat. then it's like the best teachers in the world can't fix that, right? They can't
Right.
they can't overcome that at least, and allow those people to be their selves. And so causes like that just mean a ton to me.
David, in about 20 seconds or less, give us the skinny on serial marketers. We want to make sure that you're able to plug something that's near and dear to you.
Well, the quick bit is that it's a community I started almost 5 years ago, and it's just been a great way to bring marketers together. Marketers need marketers too, and welcome your audience to join us at serialmarketers.net.
Awesome. Well, David, you are so kind to do this. We appreciate you being on our platform. You're a great person. You're a mensch. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Hi, David. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, come on, Charlie Brown.